I'm presenting this paper on behalf of Dr. Kratz, who cannot be here today due to occupational commitments. Yesterday and today, we've heard a lot about urolithiasis, so there is no need to go into the details again. That would mean to carry out to Athens or a coal to Norfolk. So I would like to focus a little bit on the options of pharmacotherapy. And the main goals in the pharmacotherapy of urolithiasis is to ease the pain of the patients and to facilitate the passage of the calculi through the ureter down to the bladder. And in order to do so, different compounds are used. However, up until today, there is no standardized drug treatment of ureteral colics. And this is the reason why several new compounds have been discussed to be applied into this indication. And these compounds include calcium channel antagonists, nitric oxide donating agents, alpha-adrenergic antagonists, for example, tamsulosin, selective phosphodiesterase inhibitors, such as sildenafil and vardenafil. And it was already in 2008 that data were presented on the in vitro effects of potassium channel openers on isolated human urethral smooth muscle. And the results from these studies prompted us to evaluate in an animal model the effects of potassium channel openers on urethral peristalsis. This is just to give you an idea on the mode of action of potassium channel openers. So if the potassium channel opens, then the calcium channels were closed and intracellular calcium is immobilized so that the smooth muscle relaxes. All potassium channel openers share a common generous structure, and this generous structure is substituted by several ligands, and these ligands have a very great impact on the pharmacological activity of the potassium channel opener. These are the drugs that we used in our study. It's chromacalin, rimacalin, and SO121. This is the animal model that we used. The deep anesthesia was done with ketamine and then N2O. The animals, the ureters and the bladder were prepared by laparotomy technique. Both ureters were canalized and constantly infused with saline. And we monitored the following parameters. It's urethral peristalsis, so the amplitude of contraction, the frequency of contractions, the intraluminal pressure, and of course also the blood pressure of the animals. These are the results for the compounds levchromacalin and SO121. And as you can see, it's from left to right. There is very little effect on the amplitude of contraction, as well as on the frequency and on the intraluminal pressure. And also the effects on blood pressure of the animals are not very marked. This is rimacalin, HOE 234. and as you can see, there is a very marked effect of this compound on the amplitude of urethral contractions. There is a very marked drop in the amplitude. There is also a very marked reduction in the frequency of the urethral contractions. This goes down to 0. However, the effects of the compound on blood pressure are, well, one can say, dramatic. So the animals, they did almost die. This is the recording of one of the standard compounds used in the therapy, in the acute therapy of urethral colic. It's buscopan, scopolamine butylbromide, and as you can see, there is no marked effect of this standard compound on urethral peristalsis. So, in conclusion, unfortunately, it seems unlikely that potassium channel openers can effectively facilitate the passage of stone fragments of calculi through the ureter down to the bladder. And the only compound that proved to be effective in our study, it's HOE 234, cannot be used in a clinical setting due to its dramatic effects on blood pressure, on cardiovascular function. Thank you very much.